All right, welcome everyone. This is our webinar about why to study in Asia. My name's Christian. I'm a study abroad specialist here, and presenting with me is Elsie, who's our international relations specialist. So today we'll be presenting for approximately 30 minutes, and then at the end we'll be answering any of your questions that you may have. So first I'll introduce the topics that we'll be talking about today. So we'll start off with who we are and our company, and then we'll talk about the benefits of studying in Asia, and we'll be talking about the destinations that we offer and the partner universities that we have. And then towards the end we'll be talking about how to apply to these universities and why you should apply through us. And then indeed, as I said, that we'll be answering any of your questions that you may have. We're Asia Exchange. We're a Finnish study abroad organization. We were founded in 2007, but even though we are based here in Europe, we do cater to students all over the world. We've already had students from every continent on the planet except for South Pole, so we really do cater to any students anywhere who do want to go to Asia. And we have 10 partner universities at the moment in 7 different Asian countries. On the screen you can see 2 of our teams. We're here in Tampere, Finland, and then our other team is in Bali, who are there to help all the students that we have in Indonesia at the moment. And everyone who works at our organization, they've studied abroad themselves back in their days when they used to study at university. So we do have first-hand experience about studying abroad. So we're kind of personally invested in getting as many students to have a great study abroad experience.
And many of our colleagues, or many of us, have studied especially in a country in Asia. So we really have first-hand experience from Asian countries as well, and the culture. And yeah, we've spent a lot of time there.
So I'll briefly introduce our business model and our organization. So we essentially work as a link between host universities and then the universities in Asia. So if we have a North American or South American university and their students, and the student wants to go to Asia, we have the partner universities, and we basically work as a link, helping student mobility and internationalization. We try and make the process as easy and as affordable as possible, and essentially as smooth as possible for our customers. So we work as student recruitment, and we consult with the target nations and the target universities, and then we help the host universities with whatever problems or issues there may be. And I'll talk a little bit about why studying in Asia is a good idea, and why a lot of our students do go and study in Asia. It's great for getting out of your comfort zone, experiencing something totally different, and learning new languages, experiencing new cultures. When you go abroad and experience a new culture, you often learn a lot of new things, but also you learn a lot about yourself and a lot about your own culture. We're living in a global society and a more and more globalized world, and it's really important for you and for students, especially to know how to work with different cultures and different kinds of people. And knowing a lot about yourself, it's also a very good skill. And these are the kind of skills you also develop, practical skills, of course, at the university, and living in a foreign country. It'll really bring you new perspectives to life and to the way of life in your home country also. It helps you grow as a person, of course. Traveling and seeing the world is a wonderful experience. A lot of our students say that the greatest time of their lives has been when they were studying abroad. And one of the benefits of living in Asia in particular is that it can be very affordable, depending on the location, of course, that you go to. And then personally, for the student, making new friends, creating new networks. It can be really useful for your future career and in your personal life, of course. And it truly is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Studying abroad, it's really special, and it's a really valuable experience for every student.
Yeah, and these of course apply to if you study abroad anywhere, but if you go to Asia specifically, because it's so different, it's a really it's a very good experience. Especially we sometimes hear from students, for example, that they were planning to go to, for example, from Europe to the States, but then at the end they decided, no, I want to experience something totally different. So it's a way to challenge you even more, and also like see the world and see different kind of cultures and ways of living even more than if you go to a culture that's somewhat similar to yours. So I see that Asia is even more interesting in that sense, because you will learn so much when you're there.
And I'd like to add that a lot of the Asian countries are some of the fastest growing economies and fastest growing cultures, to be honest. So knowing and gaining knowledge about these growing markets and growing cultures is really valuable. So what do our partner universities offer in Asia? The courses are all in English, so there's no need to worry about the courses being in a foreign language unless you're obviously learning a language. We offer 70 different fields of studies in various different universities, and depending on the university, students can study 18 to 21 US credits per semester. So the credit system's a bit different, so depending on your home nation, it'll translate differently, but in US credits, it's 18 to 21 per semester. And we offer bachelor and master level courses, depending on the university. There's a lot of different study programs. And the benefit of studying abroad is that often you can take courses from 1 or 2 or 3 different faculties. So you'll have your own first faculty that you go to because you're studying that subject, but you'll be able to take interdisciplinary studies. And then finally, we've negotiated fees with the locally or with our partner universities, and depending on whether you're going on whether the student's going on a summer semester or a full semester in the autumn or spring, the prices range from $1,150 to most of the semester or the tuition fees are $2,880 per semester. And here's a map that you can see all our partner universities on. So there's Korea, China, Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and New Zealand. So several different countries to choose from in Asia. And next, we'll be presenting all the different partner universities we have in a little bit more detail. And we're going to start off with University PUTRA Malaysia, which is in Kuala Lumpur. It's a public university with bachelor and master level courses available. The next semester is going to be starting in February. And it's important to keep in mind the application deadlines for all of these universities. So the last day of September is the application deadline for UPM. And in the gray area, you can see all the different courses available, all the different faculties. Maybe I could bring out that it's the only university we offer medicine studies in, but perhaps the most popular ones are engineering, computer science, management, but indeed there's a lot of different kind of subjects that you can study in UPM. And I'd like to add that it's one of it's a really high level university, so it's been ranked 202nd by certain rankings this year. So it really is an elite Malaysian university. Next, we're going to move on to Hankook University of Foreign Studies. It's situated in Seoul, in South Korea. Again, there's bachelor and master level courses available in this university. The spring semester starts in March. And the application deadline is in October, so it's a bit different to the Malaysian university. And again, you can see the various different courses and subjects that you can study. but our students often take international studies and international relations and social sciences, those kind of more social or political kind of subjects.
They also at Hufs, they offer a lot of language courses, and they're very well known for the high quality and good offer in those. And it is indeed rated as one of the best international universities in Korea. So the student base is also very international, but also the studies are very, very international, all in all.
And here's Shanghai University in China, of course. This time there's only bachelor courses available. The semester starts in March. And the application deadline is in November. So there's plenty of time to apply to study in Shanghai. In Shanghai, you can study Chinese language, Chinese culture, Chinese economy. There's a lot to learn about China in Shanghai. So it's a more business and culture related studies in Shanghai. And then we have our partner in Taiwan, which is Xijian University. It's a private university with bachelor and master courses available. Next semester is going to be starting in February, and the application deadline is in November. So there's a lot of different courses available, but some of the more unusual ones are music and food and beverage, which we don't offer in some of the other universities. And then, of course, there's business and communication and economics and other faculties available.
Okay, so I will then move on to tell you about our partner universities in Thailand. So the first one, KASETSART University, is located in Bangkok. It's a public university, and they have bachelor level courses available to international students. The next semester starts in January 2020, and the application deadline is end of this month, so September 30th. KASETSART University has a lot of international students, and the number is growing all the time. The campus is really nice; it's very big, and they're developing the local train system in Bangkok, and it will very soon be reached also by the very quick, fast train. So it's even more easily accessible. They have a lot of courses on offer. So they have business, economics, agriculture, engineering. For example, a lot of students that go through us go to the engineering faculty. And this university is very known for their agriculture. So if that's your field of study, this is a really good university for that, and really interesting courses, for example, tropical agriculture. The next one is Siam University. This is also located in Bangkok. It's a very business-oriented university. It's possible to study both bachelor and master level courses, and even full degrees, both on a bachelor and master level. And it's a private university. The semesters, whether it's BBA or MBA, start January, and the application deadline is end of this month as well, so September 30th. And like I said, it's very business oriented. So if you're interested in business, it's a very good option. And especially thinking about business in Asia, it's a really good opportunity and experience for that. Then we have Prince of Songkla University. This is situated in Phuket. It's a public university, and it's focused specifically, the program that we offer is focused specifically on tourism and hospitality. They have really, really good international services. They have a lot of activities during the semester. The campus is very nice, very lush, and very green. And they have a lot of also, for example, activities with the local students. So they have a buddy program and different kind of events. So you really get to know the local culture there as well. The next semester, so the spring semester starts in December, and the application deadline is end of this month. So the semester starts a little bit earlier than in the other universities, but also ends a little bit earlier. Then next, we have 3 partner universities in Bali, which is the most popular destination. The first one is Varmadeva University, which is located in Denpasar, very close in a very central location. And they have very modern facilities. And also the number of international students there is growing all the time. You can choose both from bachelor and master level courses, and actually there will be even more master level courses available next year onwards. The semester starts a little bit later, so it starts late March and ends in July. So if for some reason you can't start your study abroad semester in January yet, this is a really good option. It starts later in the spring. As it starts later, the application deadline is not until January, so you have plenty of time to apply for this one. And the courses include, for example, Indonesian language, business, culture, tourism. So there's a really nice mixture. So if you, for example, want to study something that's not necessarily your study background, you can you can take a course here at Varmadeva University and kind of test it out. And then we have UNDIKNAS University. It's one of the best universities in Indonesia. It's a private university, and we just started cooperation with them this year. This differs in that way from the other partner universities in Bali, that these courses are all the local students take part in all of these courses as well at Varmadeva University and the UDAYANA University, which I will tell you about next. In those, the local students take part in some courses as well, but here at UNDIKNAS University, the international students and local students are really taking part in the same courses. There are bachelor level courses available, and there will also be a full degree bachelor program available next year.
And actually at UNDIKNAS, there's a lot of international Asian students as well, which is a bit different to the other Bali universities, where most of the international students come from Western countries.
Yeah. So definitely interesting if you're interested in the Indonesian and Asian culture. And there the semester starts in January, and the application deadline is end of October. And the courses are in business, management, communication, accounting, taxation. There's a lot of options there, as they offer so many courses in English. Then we have UDAYANA University. It's a public university. You can see a picture of the campus. The campus is very nice. It's not very centrally located. It's more located close to nature, but it's very relaxing and a very nice place to study. The semester starts end of January, and the application deadline ends October 15th. And you can take bachelor and master level courses. You can take both if you want to. And it's Indonesian culture, language, tourism, business. So again, a lot of interesting courses there. And then last but not least, and a bit different to our other destinations, we have a partner institution in New Zealand as well. It's located in Palmerston North, and it's called the Institute of the Pacific United, or IPU. So this is, if you're interested in an English-speaking country, this is a really good option. And of course, New Zealand, it's the most wanted study abroad destination in the world. So they have really good quality education. It's a very safe country to live in. And the city where IPU is located is a real student city. So there's a big portion of the population is students. And there we have 3 different options. So there's the summer term, which is a little bit shorter, starts in January. And then there's semester 1 and semester 2. So the deadlines for the semesters or terms starting in in spring 2020, the deadlines are in September, and then the other one is later this year. And they have a lot of language studies, for example, international business, international relations, and environmental studies. So there's a lot of good options there. So in addition to some full degree study options, but also the semester long study options, which the semester is the most commonly what students do usually, we also have summer study programs. So we have these at HUFS in Seoul, South Korea, and then at Varmadeva University in Bali, Indonesia. These are 2-week-long or 4-week-long summer study programs. The tuition fees are very affordable, so it's from 1,150 to 2,000 USD, depending on the program. And you can study in between semesters, so during your holiday, but it's not only, you will have plenty of time to also experience and explore the country, but at the same time, you can gain some credits towards your degree. So it's a really good experience if you're kind of thinking what to do during the summer. So the Hankook University of Foreign Studies International Summer Session, you can gain maximum 6 credits, and it runs from mid-July until mid-August. The application deadline is not until next year, May, so there's plenty of time, but this is a really interesting course and includes field trips as well. So the courses are from performing arts, economy, international politics, business, but also a lot about Korean culture. So if Korean culture interests you and you might not have the time to go abroad for a full semester, this is a really nice option. And the field trips, for example, have been very popular among the students, and we've gotten really good feedback on those. And at Hankook University, you can stay in a dorm, so it's easy to organize, so you don't have to look for accommodation elsewhere. Then at Varmadeva University, we have the Varmadeva International Summer Exchange. So the summer program in Korea is 4 weeks, and in Bali, you can study either for 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So there are 2 different modules. Both you can either study from July, mid-July until end of July, or then mid-July to mid-August, around those times, or then from end of July until mid-August. So there are actually 3 options there for you, and the prices differ whether you take the shorter module or the longer module. And the application deadline is also not until next year, and you can gain max 7 credits. So you will get a transcript of records of both of these summer study programs at the end. And again, we've gotten feedback from the students that the classes are very interesting, but they don't take too much time. So you actually do have a lot of time to explore Indonesia as well. And there are some workshops there as well, and you will definitely get a chance to see Indonesia, also not only from the tourist point of view. So I will explain a little bit about our services at different stages. Our role is very much before the semester or summer study program starts. So on our website, we have all the information about destinations, partner universities, courses, and everything. So if you're kind of thinking where to go, we advise you to go to our website to kind of get an idea what's on offer and kind of explore your options. So we will then help you. Of course, if you don't know, if there's too many options and you can't decide, you can always contact us and we will help you kind of map out what might be the best university for you. When you've decided where to go, you can do the application on our website, and it's a very easy and simple process and very quick. So all this is done through us, and you don't have to be in contact with the host university in Asia at all. So we will do all that for you. We will also send you the necessary documents for your visa on behalf of the university. And before the semester, we will give you a lot of information and tips about your upcoming semester. So we will help with visa matters. We will give you information about how to find accommodation, about cultural differences, how to kind of, when you get to the new country, how to get around during the first week. So you get a lot of support on these. Then during the study program, there's orientation activities. So Asia Exchange participates in the orientations at the beginning of the semester. There are, depending a little bit on the destination and partner university, there are charity visits, for example, and company visits. And your main point of contact during the semester will be your host university, especially on academic matters. But if there's ever a problem, you can always contact us during the semester as well. And in Bali, we have our team. So there you have on-site representatives as well, who are there actually on campus at Udayana University. So they're very close by. And then after the study program, we will collect feedback. We always want to develop the programs and course offering and everything. So we try to get feedback from all our students. And then we will send you the official transcripts of records from the university. So a little bit more information about the application process. So yes, so you choose the university you want to apply to and you fill out the application form on our website. It's very simple. And for example, for some of the universities, you will only need to send us a copy of your passport, a copy of your transcript of records, and maybe an ID photo. But it's very, very easy to fill out. We will go through your application and we will confirm your placement within a week. Usually it only takes a couple of days or even maybe one day. But yeah, we have the authority on behalf of the university to accept students. So it's very, very quick. So you don't need to wait around too long. We will then send all your application documents to the university, and the university will prepare all the official documents that you will need for your visa, for example. And we will send these documents to you and then start kind of, at all the time we will advise you, but we will start sending you more information, how to, like tips, when to book your flights and all this. And then you're off to your study abroad destination and you can start the adventure of your lifetime. So the benefits for students when applying through Asia Exchange, so just a kind of recap. So we have a really diverse selection of destinations, as you saw, and also several universities to choose from in different in the same destination. So you can really kind of find what fits you best. There are no quotas. So if you, for example, want to apply with a group of friends, you can all apply to the same university because we don't have any restrictions on that. And the tuition fees are very affordable and the destinations are really low expense. So you might actually be spending a lot less during your study abroad semester than what you would back at home. The application process is very easy. We help you a lot with preparing for the semester abroad. So it's definitely, you get a lot more support than if, for example, you would apply by yourself without your home university or us. So you get a lot of support from us. You will get customer service from our experts here at the office and at our office in Bali. As we mentioned, we have first-hand experience from all the countries where we have partner universities, and we're always happy to help with any questions at all. And you can contact us by email, calling. We also have a chat on our website. So there's many easy ways to reach us. You will gain global know-how for sure, and not only about the country that you're going into, but there will be international students from all over the world. So you will learn about different cultures and different countries, and you might even pick up some words in German, for example, from your German classmates. And it will for sure boost your CV. So especially if you're interested in an international career, having experience from Asia, or even knowing some of, for example, some Chinese that you've learned during the semester, those can be crucial in when you apply for jobs and how you perform. So finally, here are our tips for any adventure wherever you decide to go. So our slogan is study, live and learn, and we think all of those are important. So of course you're going there to study, so that's important, but we also do encourage students to experience and learn from everything, even the challenges, and just kind of take the most out of it. And you can make the most of the local language. So learn the basics even, because that will get you far. That might get you things cheaper. That makes people might be friendlier to you, and it shows the locals that you respect their culture and you want to make an effort into getting to know and being part of the culture. So this is really recommended. Show respect, be humble and patient. So everything will be, or most things will be different, and it might seem odd or it might make you frustrated. But you're there as a visitor, so it's very important to respect their way of living and also being patient. You are there to learn about their culture. Travel and explore. You will have a lot of possibilities to do this, not only in the country where you will be studying, but it's very easy to get around in Asia, and the flights are very cheap. So you will definitely get a chance to explore the neighboring countries as well. So be curious and see as much as possible. Make new friends and memories. This will just happen. You will for sure meet a lot of amazing people from different backgrounds. You will experience all the time, even if you're new things, even if you're not really trying, but because everything will be new. Stay safe. This is really important. It's an environment that you don't know. For example, traffic is very different in Asia, and can feel, especially, for example, in Bangkok and Bali, can feel very hectic. So especially in the beginning, it's kind of important to maybe be a bit safer and just get to know the environment. And just use your common sense and respect there's a lot of cultural things that might be very different that we don't have in Europe, for example. So just kind of learn your way first. And most of all, we just want you to enjoy the experience, because it really is one of the best experiences that you will have. You will, well, in a couple of years after you come back home, you will think that I want to do that again. It was amazing. So thank you. So we now have time for questions. So you can leave those in the questions box.
Seems like we have a few questions.
So one of the questions is, what kind of students can study in Asia and which major?
Basically any kind of university student, and there's tons of majors, almost, I mean, endless amount. Yeah. You can always check our website. We went through quite a lot of the different subjects that you can study, but almost anything you can imagine, really.
Yeah, I would say in general, business courses are found in each university, for example. Engineering is found in quite many. And of course, then if it's something like medicine, then it's, for example, you can find that in Malaysia. So it really depends, but you can pretty much find any field of study from one of the universities at least. And also to mention, you don't also have to be a student. So you don't need to be, for some of the universities, you don't even have to be enrolled. So some universities accept, for example, students who are taking a gap year.
And for example, you can study a full degree in Thailand, in Siam University. All you need to do is be 18 years old and finished high school, basically.
Yeah. And there's a question about visas. So is visa needed, and how much it will cost?
That depends a lot on the country you're going to, but yes, you will need a student visa, of course. What do you think we could say about the price?
It really depends on the country, but that you're going to and where you're applying it from. But it could be something like 50 to 200 USD. So it's hard to say one price, but around that. It
depends on your nationality and the country that you're going to. So
yeah, and which country you're applying for the visa from as well. So, but yes, you will need a student visa for sure.
But we'll help you get the student visa, and we'll walk you through the process, and you'll get all the necessary documents from us. So you will need to apply for the visa from the embassies, but otherwise we'll help you through that process.
And there's a question whether you can work while studying in Asia and how much. This depends on the destination and on the visa requirements. For example, in South Korea, you can work part-time. It's 20 hours per week, but you need to agree with the university before you start working. So you need to agree the hours and where you will be working. But for example, in Indonesia and Thailand, it's not allowed to work. So again, this is good to check from the embassy of the country that you're going to just make sure. And the visa regulations change very quickly as well. So it's always good to check with them because they have the most up-to-date information.
Maybe as a rule of thumb, principally, you usually can't work with a student visa, but in some cases it has happened. So South Korea, it's possible. And
yeah. And also, if you don't have any questions now, you can always send us questions at info@asiaexchange.org, and we will reply to you very quickly.
And hopefully all your questions have come through. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, so if you have sent us a question and we can't see it, then we're not ignoring you. We simply haven't seen it. And, and if you do have any other questions, please do send them to us.
Yeah. And we still have some webinars coming up, for example, one which is specifically concentrating on East Asia, and one that's focusing, for example, on our entrepreneurship program in Bali. So if you're still interested in other webinars, which go deeper into specific programs or areas in Asia, go to our website and you can register for those as well and see the schedule. And if you're interested in studying in the spring semester, many of the deadlines end of this month, but then there are a few that are later in the year. So in October, November, December, and January, we also have some deadlines.
It seems like we don't have any more questions. We went a little bit over time. Thank you for everyone listening.
Yep.
Thank you to you for presenting with me.
Thank you.
And okay, do we have one more question?
Yes. Are there any summer classes in New Zealand? There is the semester that starts in April and goes until July, but there's no shorter period summer term. But then there is the summer term that which is summer in New Zealand. So it starts in January and ends in March. So, but if you're thinking about summertime on this side of the world, then you have the longer semester then. And this webinar has been recorded, so you will also get the recording by email a bit later on. There's another question where I can apply for the summer term. You can apply on our website, so www.asiaexchange.org. If you can't, you can just explore the website a bit. There's a lot of information, so it might sometimes be hard to find. But if you can't find the page for New Zealand and the application form, just send us an email and we'll send you a direct link.
And we did speak a lot about the spring semester, but if you do want to apply to any other semester, you can already do that today if you like. So it doesn't really matter when you apply as long as it's before the application deadline.
Yeah.
For any semester that you'd like to apply to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we don't have any other questions. And yeah, if you need more information about the dates or when to apply or anything, again, you can always contact us directly as well, and we'll let you know. And of course, different people have different personal situations. So if you have any questions that you think are individually about you or something about your situation, then please do email us and we'll help you. We've had a lot of different students come through our company, so we have seen a lot of different situations, so we will be able to help you with whatever problem you have. Yeah. Or whatever questions. There's another question about accommodation. So this depends on the destination. So some partner universities have dormitories on campus or off campus, and in some destinations you need to look for accommodation yourself. For example, in Bali, you need to look for accommodation from the private market, but we have a long list of different places where previous students have stayed or our Bali team knows that are good, and we will send you a list of those and recommendations where to find it. And also, before the semester starts, we will form a Facebook group for all the students going to that university that semester. And what students usually do is that they look for a roommate already through the Facebook group. And many do stay with a roommate. And for example, in Bali, you can stay in a really nice villa and you don't have to pay a lot if there's like 5 of you, for example. But for example, there's dormitory options available in New Zealand, South Korea, Taiwan, Shanghai. And then in Thailand, Indonesia, you have to look for an apartment yourself. But like we said, we give a lot of support on that. And we've never actually had students who would have been left out without a place to stay. So that's never usually a problem, even though that's maybe something that students stress about before the semester starts. But those are usually always quite easy.
I would say that it's very popular for our students who find each other via Facebook or in our Facebook group, that they often rent together and live together as roommates. So housing will be dealt with.
Yeah. And besides English, what other language is required? No other language is required. So
you can study in English in all the different universities.
Yes, and some of the programs include a mandatory language course of the local language. For example, in Bali and Thailand, you will have one course studying those languages. But for example, the Indonesian basic language course is usually the most popular one among the students. So those are usually fun courses where you also not only get to learn the basics of the language, but also get to learn a lot about the culture. And if you're a student at the moment or when you apply, we recommend you can find all the courses on our website. So we recommend you to kind of make already an initial study plan and present it to your home university just to see that you will for sure get the credits transferred. So we recommend doing that so that there's no surprises at the end of your semester. And all the syllabi and everything can be found. And if it's for some reason not on the website, you can contact us. We'll dig it up for you. And but it's a good idea to kind of discuss them before you go abroad. Usually we also have a credit conversion information on our website, which you can provide to your home university to see how many credits you will get from the local credits. Any other questions still? Okay.
Seems like we've answered all the questions. So we'll wrap up this webinar now. Thank you everyone for watching, and you will be receiving this webinar via email as a recording, just in case you forget something and you want to rewatch.
Yeah, thank you, and goodbye.
Have a nice day.